Jay, we got to head to weather now because it looks like things are getting a little more serious for some parts of the area.
Yeah, Betsy, it looks like the weather has arrived, at least to the western fringe of our viewing area.
That's right. We just got a severe thunderstorm warning now for Erie and Huron counties. We'll talk about that, but you can see that watch that we were mentioning before. Want to go ahead and we're going to zoom in here out to the west where we do have this active warning. Now, remember, a watch means the conditions are there. A warning means it's imminent. It's on, as we like to say. And let me center this up just a little bit. There's our thunderstorms. Remember, these are all moving to the northeast. So as much as it looks like this is imminent for places like Norwalk and Willard, it's actually these storms that are coming from a little bit farther south that we're going to keep an eye on. That said, I'm going to go ahead and track as best we can here. So the leading edge of this particular storm is probably going to head up to Sandusky and to the islands here within about the next 15 minutes or so. So Cedar Point at 6:32. Of course, nobody's there right now, but they do have some folks that are in the hotels and whatnot. But Sandusky 6:29. You go back to Castalia here in about the next 10 minutes or so. Farther to the south, then, this particular part of the thunderstorm that is coming up toward the Norwalk area. Norwalk, it looks like you got about 25-30 minutes till that gets to you. We're talking Venice, Richmond, Willard, Bronson, and I mentioned Norwalk. So it does go farther to the east, obviously from Vermilion back through Huron, down through Berlin Heights, and then you move farther to the south toward New London and Fitchville. You folks are in line for this as well. It's going to be coming at you, so you probably have at least 20 minutes, just enough time to get the yard cleaned up, get stuff put away. Also, take a minute and plug your phone in and charge your phone now because the power could be going out in just a little bit, and you obviously want to stay ahead of that. We have a lot of wind that we've been talking about already. Remember, these thunderstorms are going to use that wind. That helps, and it just kind of amplifies the wind as it comes through. Our temperatures are in the upper 80s and low 90s at this hour. Plus, we have all this humidity sitting around. We've been talking about this for a couple days. The muggy meter is peaked and it is soaking wet outside. That is a lot of fuel for these thunderstorms. We have heat, we have humidity. Now we need a little kick of energy, and that's being provided by an upper level low to the west of us. That will continue to move in, and that is what is really kind of helping to wring out all of these thunderstorms as they're moving up. I'm kind of keeping an eye on, I have like a whole setup of electronics going on over here, so I'm trying to keep an eye on everything all at once. All right, here's a look at your National Design hour-by-hour forecast here. We're going to go through the evening. They got an update. 7 o'clock or so, we're still looking at these thunderstorms west of Greater Cleveland, west of Akron, west of Worcester. That changes quickly, though, as the evening goes on. This line will continue to move in. We still have the high wind threat, the torrential rainfall that will be coming down. Here's a look at 9 o'clock, and then you move 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, it's over toward the state line area, and then it is finally out of here. It's from now until about 11 o'clock that we have to be on the lookout for damaging winds, for hail, the possibility of tornadoes, and then also there's a low risk for some flooding. Plug in your phones, get your phones charged up now, then you don't have to deal with it later in a dying battery. That's always a bad thing. Also, if you have family or friends that are out, I've gotten some notes from folks that have a baseball game going on in Twinsburg. Download the 3 News app. We have the interactive radar right there. You can keep an eye on it. Or if you need just kind of that quick direct link right into your phone, you can text the word storm to 216-344-3300. We will send you a direct link to the latest information. Now, after midnight, things get better, and that's where Matt Wintz comes in. You always have better news than I do, Matt.
No, not always, Betsy, but sometimes, right? We certainly do tonight. Things are going to clear out after this, and our pattern will change over to not the warm, humid atmosphere that we've had, but much cooler, drier, and more stable, thankfully, for all of us, and not just for a couple days, but beyond, really, over the next 9 or 10 days. So let's go hour by hour with the rest of your National Design Mart forecast. You can see overnight tonight, all the rain pushing off towards the east. Eventually, we're going to start to dry things out, and temperatures tonight back into the 60s. Not too bad compared to the 77 degrees you woke up to this morning. Tomorrow we start with some clouds and some showers, but we'll bring out bright sunshine as we head throughout the afternoon. I think a beautiful afternoon. It will be breezy. We'll have lowering humidity by the hour, high temperatures in the 70s, and then another reinforcing shot of some cooler, drier air will arrive on Friday with some showers, and then eventually that will bring our muggy meter way down for the weekend. Very comfortable air, not just over the next couple days, but really over the next week. So Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast. Temperatures down into the upper 60s, low 70s on Saturday. How about that? And then we do the steady climb next week back into the 80s by the latter half of next week. We'll have more after the break.